Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Anderson Field on the campus of Messiah College. I'm Matthew Fenton alongside Mike Pagano. We'll be bringing you all the action from today's contest here in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Falcons of Messiah College ranked number 11 in the country. They're hosting the Worcester State Lancers here this afternoon. What should be a good one. Worcester State coming from the Little East Conference. They won their first ever conference championship over the weekend with a 6-0 victory over Keene State. The Falcons won their 13th straight MAC Commonwealth Championship with a big win over Lebanon Valley. Mike, welcome to the broadcast. Should be a good one here. A little chilly in mid-November here in South Central Pennsylvania, but I guess that's speaking from here in Grantham, not to our friends joining us from Massachusetts.
Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely a little chilly, but yeah, like you said, it should be a good one. The Lancers coming to this one with a good offense. I mean, they have 3 players with double-digit goals. They have one. Rachel Hopkins comes into this one with 30 goals, while Olivia Antonelli comes in with 21 goals scored on the season. So definitely 2 players there for the Lancers that come in scoring a lot of goals. But the Falcons have won 13 in a row, and they're feeling good coming into this one. And, yeah, like you said, it should be a good one.
Yeah, Messiah, as you said, Mike, has only been getting stronger as the year has gone on. They started out 3-4 on the season, but recently have been rolling, and that includes a nice deep run through the MAC Commonwealth Tournament. And we are just about ready to get underway here for this midweek afternoon game. Worcester State traveling quite a ways for this one, this first-round matchup, one of 8 first-round matchups that are happening today. We'll see if we can take a quick peek at our we're going to just step away here for just a moment and be jumping into the action here in just a few minutes. And I guess there's that bracket that I was going to reference a moment ago as we take a look at the bracket here. Winner of this one is going to face Johns Hopkins on Saturday morning. That's going to be at Johns Hopkins. And if the Falcons win, it would be a rematch of that Elite 8 matchup from last season that Hopkins won in double overtime. Rochester and Denison doing work this afternoon on the other side of the bracket. That one coming up in just about a half hour. The winner of that one will play TCNJ in that Sweet 16 round. So we're going to step away for just a moment, let public address announce the starting lineups, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes with the first round of the NCAA tournament. Falcons from Messiah College, Lancers from Worcester State.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2019 NCAA Division III Field Hockey Championship Playoff in Grantham, Pennsylvania. Today's first round game features the Worcester State University Lancers versus the Messiah College Falcons. And now let's meet the teams. First up for the Worcester State University Lancers, number 1, Carly Duff. Number 2, Caitlin Santos. Number 3, Hope McKay. Number 6, Sammy Suki. Number 8, Caroline Jones. Number 11, Lauren Fleming. Number 13, Avery Nardone. Number 15, Kaylee Cole. Number 19, Molly Cutting. Number 20, Allie Roy. Number 21, Cassidy Windler. Number 22, Julianne Martinelli. And number 70, Casey Florence. And now the starting lineup. A senior forward, number 4, Olivia Antonelli. A sophomore midfielder, number 5, Lexi Pangopoulos. A senior midfielder, number 7, Rachel Hopkins. A freshman defender, number 9, Emily Saucer. A junior midfielder, number 10, Alexa Bobbin. Senior forward, number 12, Sophia Monopoly. Junior midfielder, number 14, Sarah Duff. Junior defender, number 16, Colleen Hayes. A senior defender, number 17, Sarah Boren. A sophomore midfielder, number 18, Ann Marr. And in goal, a sophomore, number 90, Jess Hopkins. The assistant coaches are Jacqueline Navedo and Nate O'Laren, and the head coach of Worcester State University is Alexa Carlson. And now let's meet the Messiah College Falcons. Number 1, Michaela Malcolm. Number 3, Emily Neff. Number 5, Chris Levesque. Number 8, Ashley Levesque. Number 10, Abby Gordon. Number 13, Catherine Armstrong. Number 17, Lauren Subert. Number 18, Lily Kahn. Number 20, Isabel Villegas. Number 20, Sandy Fletcher. Number 82, Kira Dofler. And now the starting lineup. Junior forward, number 6, Hannah Palm. Junior defender, number 7, Mackenzie Brubaker. Freshman midfielder, number 9, Nicole Schenk. Sophomore forward, number 12, Jenny Young. Junior forward, number 15, Josie Weaver. Senior midfielder, number 16, Kristen Musser. Freshman midfielder, number 21, Ashlyn Smith. Junior defender, number 23, Claire Myers. Senior forward, number 24, Taylor Wiederath. Sophomore defender, number 25, Jess Davis. And in goal, a senior, number 97, Megan Bamba. The assistant coaches are Jen Jacobs, Danae Hollenbach, and Ashley Matarisi. And the head coach of Messiah College is Brooke Good. Our officials for today's contest are Jen Anton, Allie Mickelson, and Kathy Reski. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats to honor America and those who support our freedom at home and abroad.
So you heard our lineups, hopefully a little bit there in the background, and we are ready for first round NCAA tournament action. Falcons of Messiah College taking on the Lancers from Worcester State. And Mike, as you mentioned, high-powered offense from Worcester State. Excited to see how this one's going to go. Matchup here will result in a second-round date with the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays on Saturday morning. And we should have a good one on our hands here. Falcons making their 33rd appearance in the NCAA tournament. Worcester State into the tournament for the first time in program history. And they're coming off a Little East Conference championship over the weekend, defeating the Keene State Owls, snapping a 6th straight conference championship run for the Owls from Keene State. And we saw Keene State here on this field in a second-round matchup just a few years ago. So the Falcons familiar with foes from the Little East, but they are getting ready to go here on Anderson Field in what should be a great matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be a good one, like you mentioned. It'd be interesting to see if the Falcons do end up playing Johns Hopkins again, as they did. That was actually their last loss of the season. They played Johns Hopkins on September 25th at Johns Hopkins, which is where it would be on Saturday as well. So it'd be interesting to see if the Falcons are able to advance here, but obviously they got to still be able to win this one. But anyways, we are just about ready to get things going. The Falcons are out on the field now, and Worcester State just about ready to come out. Worcester is in white, and then the Falcons are coming in this one in blue.
Yeah, so a little bit different if you've joined us on GoMasai.tv for a number of Falcons broadcasts throughout the year. Falcons usually sitting to the right on the bench. Today for the NCAA tournament, they're going to be on our left. So Falcons will start the game going left to right across your computer screen, mobile device, tablet, however you're watching us this afternoon. And the Worcester State Lancers in the all-white, they'll be going right to left. And as we often do, Mike, we do want to say this is a little bit of a homer broadcast. We'll do the best to toe the line here, particularly for the NCAA tournament. But the Falcons' names will roll off the tongue just a little bit easier as we get going. This is our first time seeing the Lancers from Worcester State. We've seen the Falcons a couple times a week for the entire season. So we are just about ready to get going, and the Falcons will have the opening touch. Taylor Wiederecht for Messiah will send this one forward. It's going to be touched down by the Lancers. Lancers going to swing this one around and going to send it out of bounds right in front of their own bench. Nicole Shank for the Falcons will pop this one forward, looking for Jenny Young. Can't get it all the way there, and now Worcester State will take over. Alexa Bobbin on the near side, trying to send one forward. Lancers playing a relatively direct style. The Falcons a little bit more of a possession-based style. We'll see how that one reflects out. I think the comp that we've heard from the Messiah coaching staff is kind of plays a similar way that Arcadia plays, which Matt Commonwealth foe that the Falcons have seen often. So a little more direct style, willing to take some big swings and big offensive attack from the Lancers. Jenny Young steals it in the midfield, looking to push forward, gets it knocked away from behind. That's Ann Marr, I believe. So Messiah will take over just outside that 25-yard line. Shank's got it on her stick. Shank tries to turn the corner, gets it into the near corner, sends one across. It's going to be kicked away by Hopkins. That's Jess Hopkins. First time we've called her name. Part of the sister duo that has been controlling play for the Lancers all season. Messiah again sends it in up top. This one is going to be from the far side. Shot into the side netting and out of bounds, but a good first attempt for the Falcons.
Yeah, definitely. Kristen Muster was able to find that one just inside the circle, get a good shot off. The Falcons have really done a good job all year of really finding that left post, and Muster wasn't quite on the left post of the cage there, but they found that play a lot this year, and that's been a big success point for him.
Side trying to force a turnover, and they will as this one's sent out of play. Muster finds Mackenzie Brubaker in the midfield. Brubaker, a first-team all-conference honoree. Falcons get it into the circle. Jenny Young's got it just outside the circle now. Tries to turn the corner. Looking for a teammate down below. Can't connect the pass, but the Lancers send that one away. Here's Young now working her way into the corner. Turns the corner, goes on the end line there. Can't get it all the way through. She was looking for Josie Weaver there. The Falcons dangerously on the doorstep there. Have that one kicked away. I think that was by Hopkins. Here's Brubaker with a big swing. This one kicked away by Hopkins. And now it's going to be found to the back of the cage. I don't know if I got a number on that one. We'll see if we have that replay courtesy of GoMasai.tv. But the Falcons are on the board.
Yeah, I want to say that was Hannah Palm on that one. Hannah looked like she was the one getting celebrated with. It looked like it hit the top of the crossbar.
So here's that replay. Palm has it and just kind of flicks one up. It looked like that one was on the ground. So no assist there on that goal from Hannah Palm. And the Falcons take a 1-0 lead less than 3 minutes into the contest.
Goal for the Falcons scored by number 6, Hannah Palm.
So we hadn't talked about it, but fast starts are always helpful, Mike, particularly in an NCAA tournament game to kind of calm the nerves a little bit as you get started. And an early one for Messiah, less than 3 minutes into the contest. Hannah Palm goes top shelf with that one, and the Falcons lead 1-0.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jess Hopkins made a lot of good saves there, but she just wasn't able to get her, able to get anything on that one on the Palm shot. But Falcons being very aggressive early.
Lancers control momentarily, tries to send one forward, gets to Musser. Now Wiederecht outside the circle. Big swing from Wiederecht. That one goes wide. So this game less than 4 minutes old. Falcons lead 1-0. They're up 4-0 in shots so far. Lancers again trying to send that one up the near sideline. Goes out of bounds right in front of their own bench. Here's Shank pushing this one forward. Has a couple of Falcons on it, and Masai's going to be whistled for the penalty. Worcester State will take over. So it's quite the run from the through the Little East Conference tournament for the Lancers. They defeated UMass Dartmouth 7-0 in the Little East quarterfinals for a 3-2 victory over Southern Maine in overtime in the semis, and then that blowout win 6-0 over Keene State.
Yeah, what's interesting about that Keene State win is the Lancers took them on earlier in the season, and they actually lost in overtime at Keene State, and then they turn around and blow them out in the Little East Conference Championship game.
So the Lancers trying to play relatively direct there, looking forward to Rachel Hopkins, the reigning National Player of the Week. She scored 8 goals through that conference tournament run to be named Conference Player of the Week, or excuse me, National Player of the Week. I would guess Conference Player of the Week as well if you're going to win National Player of the Week, but those national accolades. Couldn't get that pass all the way to her. She is a goal-scoring machine, second in the country with 30 goals on the year. Also handed out 12 assists. So I will try to keep her relatively quiet, but the Lancers will look for her often. As there's the pass up to Hopkins. Hopkins trying to turn the corner. First time that the Lancers have had it. Here's a reverse shot kicked out by Bamba. So first shot and first save. First shot for the Lancers, first save for Bamba.
Yeah, Hopkins wasn't able to get a whole lot on that one, but Bamba did a good job of just keeping it in front of her and clearing it out.
This one goes out of bounds right in front of the Falcons bench. Side takes over. Weaver finds Young. Young tries to flick it forward. Gets tripped up in the process. That was Coley Hayes, junior midfielder, tripping her up there. Now Musser for the Falcons. We'll send this one negative. So 1-0 our score. Apologies, I think we had our scoreboard was missing that first goal. But we are back up and running on the live stream. So we're closing in on the midpoint of this opening quarter. So far it's been, I don't want to say all Falcons, as Worcester State had a quality opportunity from Hopkins a mother ago. So we're 7 minutes into this contest. Messiah 4-1 in shots. Put a couple of them on frame. One of them found the back of the cage. So sent out on the far side. Lancers will take over. Worcester State goes through that back line. Wiederecht hustling it down. This one over to Marr on the near side. Marr looking forward, and Nicole Shank will wisely let that one go out of play. Shank just dribbling into some space, and now shooting one forward. Here's Wiederecht. Wide open into the circle, one-on-one with Hopkins. Wiederecht will try to slot one in. Run over by Hopkins there.
Yeah, great play by Hopkins to get out there and basically beat Wiederecht to the ball and not really give Wiederecht a good chance to find the cage and just kind of block it and clear it out and keep the Lancers out of their own territory.
Yeah, it's one of those one-on-one opportunities, almost like you'd see in penalty strokes at the end of a game. As Wiederecht and Hopkins were one-on-one. Great find by Nicole Shank as the Falcons put this one back into the circle. Lancers try to clear it, only goes as far as Musser. Now she sends one in toward the back post. Nobody home for Masai. Looked like Weaver was there. And it looks like a long hit coming up for the Falcons.
Yeah, I kind of got that one sent into a lot of traffic, and Weaver just wasn't able to get a stick on it before it went out.
Here's Brubaker. Nifty stick work outside the circle. Now tries to chip one forward. Looking for Hannah Palm. Doesn't get all the way there. But now back to Claire Myers. She'll pick it up and shoot it forward for Messiah. 6 minutes left in the opening quarter as Messiah chips this one in and nearly finds the top of the goal there. As that one just over top of the crossbar. So the lead stays 1-0, but a nice chip by Josie Weaver as that one was sent in and attempted to be redirected by the junior forward.
Yeah, back to the topic of Mackenzie Brubaker and her stick work. If you tuned into the game on Saturday, I believe it was Taylor Wiederek. Brubaker sent her, or basically knifed her way through a lot of Lebanon Valley defenders and find Wiederek for the beautiful goal off the beautiful assist.
Here's Jenny Young. 3 Lancers surrounding her. She's going to earn the penalty corner.
Yeah, first corner of the game for the Falcons. This is something they've done well all season long, is earn a lot of corners while their opponents have not earned a lot of corners.
Yeah, Messiah on the year, this is their 200th corner of the season. Opponents just 104, so they're almost doubling up opponents in corners this season. It looks like Hannah Palm will insert from the far side. 5:19 remaining in this opening quarter.
Yeah, interesting to see Palm go with the insert here. It's usually Nicole Shank, but they're switching it up a little bit here on this first corner of the day.
We'll see what the Falcons have drawn up on this first penalty corner. It goes up top to Brubaker. Brubaker with the big swing, looking for that far post away from us, and can't connect the pass as it trickles out of play, and just a restart coming for the Lancers.
Yeah, definitely something the Falcons have done differently really all season long. They usually switch up their penalty corner on almost every single time they get one, so they definitely don't show the same looks to their opponents.
Here on the near side, Alexa Bobbin trying to elude Jenny Young. Falcons are going to be whistled for a foul, so restart coming up for the Lancers. They're going to go way negative all the way back to the back line. Over to Sarah Bjorn. Bjorn will send it around, but Kristen Musser is there to take it away. Musser pushes one ahead to Wiederek. Wiederek gets through one defender and knocked down by another, and is going to be whistled for a foul. So 4 minutes and 15 seconds remain in this opening quarter. Brubaker with the ball on her stick in the midfield. Pushes forward to Ashlyn Smith. Smith, nice stick work around a defender inside the circle. Big shot is going to be redirected by Palm, and the Falcons take a 2-0 lead. Ashlyn Smith with the assist, Hannah Palm with the goal.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. I didn't really notice Palm on that one at all. I honestly thought it kind of just knocked off of Hopkins' left shin guard, but apparently Palm did get a stick on it, so the Falcons now lead 2-0.
We saw that replay just a moment ago, Mike, as you were describing that play. But a nice 2-0 lead for the Falcons. Great stick work by Smith to set that one up. So we're under 4 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Falcons with a couple of tallies. I believe both off the stick of Hannah Palm, one off a redirection, the most recent one, and then another one taking it all by herself and roofing her first shot. But the Falcons lead 2-0. 3:35 remains in this first quarter. Now the Lancers trying to attack, pushing this one forward. Besides defense, it looked like it was going to hold strong for a second, but whistled off the foot of Mackenzie Brubaker. So the Lancers will restart. Restarting it was Hayes there, but whistle against Worcester State. Brubaker chips it forward to herself. Now hits it off an opponent's foot. Nice stick work by the junior Brubaker. Looking for Weaver on the near side. Can't get it all the way there, and foul called against Weaver. There's Ann Marr on the near side going toward the midfield. Can't get it all the way there. Young gets it off the foot of Carly Duff, I believe. Freshman midfielder.
So we have Emily Knepp getting set to check in for the Falcons.
Emily Knepp, the MAC Commonwealth MVP from last week. Scored the first goal in that victory against Lebanon Valley. I think had another one against Arcadia as well.
Yeah, she ended up being the MAC Commonwealth Player of the Week as well.
Falcons lost possession there for a moment, but Schenk wins it back and somehow threads the needle of that pass to Josie Weaver on the near sideline. Almost out of bounds. Weaver takes it all the way in toward the corner.
Gonna earn herself a corner. Or maybe not.
Not a corner, just
Not
outside the circle, Mike.
Okay.
But a restart coming for the Falcons. Schenk takes it. Tries to go back to Young. Can't control it. Now Jess Davis has it. First time we've called Davis's name. Now back into Young. Young, all sorts of space. Big swing into the mixer. That one chipped back and defended nicely by the Lancers as that one goes away off the touch.
Yeah, Falcons looking for that play we've seen a couple times already to that day. Today, finding Palm on the left post for the Falcons has just been really successful all season long.
Yeah, Palm the leading scorer for Messiah with 15 tallies on the year so far. They get this one back into the mixer, and foul's going to be called against the Falcons as they were right on the doorstep there looking for a 3-0 lead. Just over a minute remains in this first quarter. Falcons lead 2-0. Hannah Palm with both goals for the Falcons. Josie Weaver has it, looking for Wiederecht. Wiederecht defended nicely by the Lancers. Messiah wins possession back. That's Josie Weaver. Scoots that one forward, and Palm's got her third goal of the day. Hannah Palm with the tally. Josie Weaver on the assist, centering pass right in front, and Palm was there to poke that one through. Falcons lead 3-0. 42 seconds remain. Let's take a look at that replay, courtesy of GoMessiah.tv. So didn't see too much on that one, but you did see Palm pushing that one through. And the Falcons' offense is going on all cylinders right now. Hannah Palm leading the show, 16th goal of the season, third of the afternoon. So Messiah leads 8-1 in shots. 3 of those have found the back of the cage. Here we're under 20 seconds left in this opening quarter. Brubaker finds Young in the midfield. Young head of steam. Tries to push forward, but looks like that might do it here for this opening quarter of play here in the first round. Falcons 8 shots, 3 goals here in quarter number 1. They lead the Worcester State Lancers 3-0 through 1 quarter.
Yeah, that was a great quarter for the Falcons. I mean, Hannah Palm able to pick up a hat trick in just the first quarter, so definitely a good start for the Falcons, and we're going to see if they can't keep it rolling coming into the second quarter.
So we're going to step away for just a moment, Mike. We'll be back here with second quarter action from Anderson Field in the first round of the NCAA tournament in just a moment. Welcome back to Anderson Field. We are ready for second quarter action between the Falcons and Lancers. Messiah with 3 goals in the opening quarter. Hannah Palm, all 3 of those tallies. And Mike, quite the quarter. You got me saying corner now, Mike. Quite the quarter for the Messiah junior forward, tallying 3 goals. She had 13 on the season coming into today, but she's got 16 now on the year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Palm's had a great year up to this point. She was a first-team All-MAC Commonwealth performer, and she's definitely shown why today.
So Hopkins has it on the near side. We talked about her a little bit earlier, but National Player of the Week and goal scorer extraordinaire for the Lancers. 30 tallies on the year, 12 assists. So not only does she double up and then some, most of the Falcons' best scorers, but also has 5 more assists than anybody else for Messiah. So Davis chips that one ahead to herself, and now trying to find Michaela Malcolm. Hadn't said her name at all. I think she jumped on before the quarter started. But Michaela Malcolm, an offensive threat for the Falcons as well. And Messiah's going to take over here. Davis has it on the near side with the restart for the Falcons. So Kristen Musser working her way into the midfield. Tries to shoot that one forward. Looking for Malcolm, couldn't find her. Now the Lancers will send one ahead, and that one's going to go out of play. So Mackenzie Brubaker now in the midfield for Messiah as they try to build the attack out of the back. Falcons lead 3-0 early in quarter number 2. Scored all 3 of those goals in the first half, and here Emily Knepp pokes one forward to Michaela Malcolm. Malcolm just outside the circle, trying to find some space. Shoots one forward, but it's going to be fouled in the process. Or, excuse me, going to be whistled for a foul in the process, so the Lancers will take over. Lancers swinging this one back through their defensive line, and Marr on the near side sends one forward into the midfield. Only as far as Mackenzie Brubaker is. Like we talked about her stick work a little bit, but she is phenomenal in the midfield for the Falcons. Here Smith with the reverse shot. Strikes that one pretty well, but turned away.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you definitely got to give the Falcons defense a lot of credit for what they've been able to do this year.
This one's sent in by Brubaker, again kicked free. And now the Lancers trying to counter the other way. One-handed pass forward, and that one's going to be whistled off the back of the stick. So Messiah will restart here in just a moment. A little over 2.5 minutes into this second quarter. Shank's calling for it on the near side, and she'll receive that restart. Shank finds Palm, your hat trick scorer so far in this one. Shank steals it in the midfield for the Falcons. Now ahead to Young. Jenny Young with a head of steam. Around her defender to the right side. Now finds Palm. Palm outside the circle. Carries it just inside. Turns the corner now up front. That's Michaela Malcolm having that one saved. Comes right back to her stick. And now penalty corner earned for the Falcons. So Malcolm with the shot turned away by Hopkins. I believe that's her 4th save of the afternoon. Now Messiah will earn the penalty corner.
Yeah, Hopkins definitely having to make a lot of plays in the cage for the Lancers today, but Falcons were able to get a couple goals in that first quarter, but nonetheless, Hopkins is definitely playing pretty well in between the pipes for the Lancers.
So the corner coming up for the Falcons. Hannah Palm inserting again, their second corner of the afternoon. Send it up top to Brubaker. Brubaker will go to the far side to Shank. Shank sends one toward the middle, but it's going to be chipped away, and it's going to be Messiah ball. Last touch by a Lancer before that one went out of play, and nobody going over to pick up the restart for the Falcons, so we'll pause just a moment. And now Shank runs all the way across to pick that one up. Shank will earn the long hit for Messiah. Long hit coming up for the Falcons. Shank gets it over to Brubaker, works her way around the first defender. Now sends that one away out of bounds over to our cameraman, Aaron Gray, on the far side. Lancers swing this one around the back line again over to, I think that's Marr on the near side in front of us. Sends it forward into the midfield. Again, trying to play direct through the midfield, looking for Hopkins. Couldn't get it all the way there. Falcons poke that one away, but the Lancers will restart. Now inside the attacking third. Looks like Kristen Musser over there for Messiah on the defense, but sends this one to the midfield. Alexa Bobbin gets a stick on it, pokes it forward to Antonelli. Tries to get a shot off. Can't do it as the Falcons get that one blocked. Messiah takes back over. Here's Young, weaving her way through defenders in the midfield, trying to poke one forward.
Yeah, I believe it was Shank was able to poke that one away from Antonelli. Some good defense there by the freshman.
And Nicole Shank, Conference Rookie of the Year, and she's done a little bit of everything for Messiah in the midfield and on defense. Here's Hopkins, defended nicely by Jess Davis. Messiah attempting to clear, can't get it all the way into their attacking end as Marr is there. Looks like Josie Weaver getting ready to check back in. Sounds like Weaver's going to check in for Hannah Palm, and Messiah's scorer will have a seat for a few minutes.
Also have Taylor Wiederek getting set to check in for the Falcons.
Lancers send one forward, and foul's going to be called against Messiah. So Lancers will restart just outside the circle. And penalty corner is going to be earned for the Lancers. Clock will stop at 8:38 as the Lancers get ready for their first penalty corner of the afternoon.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the Lancers try to do here, seeing if they can't try to find the back of the cage. Looks like it's going to be Antonelli doing the inserting for the Lancers.
So Antonelli will insert from the near side. Looks like we're getting ready for a stick stop up top, and they'll turn that one away. And Hopkins will try to send a shot from just inside the circle. Is going to be whistled for a dangerous shot.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell who it was for the Falcons that was basically just in the way of that shot, but whoever it was played some good defense, forced the dangerous shot, and get the ball back to the Falcons.
So we're almost 7 minutes into the second quarter. Falcons lead 3-0. All three goals in the opening quarter off the stick of Hannah Palm. Musser will restart for Messiah. Battling with Hopkins on that near sideline, and Musser now has it. Gives it ahead to Wiederek. Wiederek tries to chip it to herself as she attempts to turn the corner. But Musser with another nice job in the midfield. It's that senior presence for the Falcons. Poking that one ahead to Ashlyn Smith, and Smith will be whistled for the foul. Musser's got it, sends one toward the circle, doesn't get all the way there, but now Jenny Young has it. Lots of space to her right. Falcons trying to redirect that one, can't get really a shot on frame. So that one was kind of blocked by the Falcons. Here's Hopkins with a run down the near sideline. Three Falcons swarm under. Hopkins not able to get a quality touch off as Young sends this one out right at the midfield stripe.
Yeah, it was Claire Myers got the first touch for the Falcons, but the Falcons nonetheless eventually knocked it out of play right in front of us, giving it back to the Lancers.
So Worcester State holding possession. They're going to go right in front of their bench. We did mention earlier, but making their first ever appearance in the NCAA tournament. The field hockey tournament is Worcester State. Falcons, no stranger to the NCAA tournament, 33rd appearance in the national tournament. Falcons national champions in 2016 and 9-time national runner-ups.
Yeah, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the Lancers were able to take down the Keene State Owls, and the Owls had made 6 straight NCAA tournament appearances after winning the Little East Conference, but Worcester State comes in this year, goes 18-4, and now they're in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, senior-laden team are the Lancers. This was their year to get it done, and they converted, taking down, as you mentioned, Keene State, 6-time reigning champs in the conference to earn the big victory. They trail in this one 3-0. Messiah 3 first-quarter goals. Ball into the midfield and now dangerously into the circle and chipped away. And a long hit coming up for the Lancers.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Sarah Duff doing the restarting here for Worcester State.
Trying to chip that one ahead was Bobbin, but the Falcons are there. Here's Schenk running down the near sideline, trying to send one forward, but gets it into the foot of Sarah Duff. Schenk will send this one square over to Mackenzie Brubaker, and great move by Brubaker. Splits a pair of defenders. Looks like she's going to get into the top of the circle and send a shot that gets chipped up, and I believe out of play. So long hit coming up for the Falcons. Smith turns the corner, sends this one ahead and just wide of the cage. Good looking play from Smith there to get into the circle and send one toward frame just outside the left post.
Yeah, Smith is definitely the player for Messiah that gets in there and just takes a big swing and just lets it rip and sees if it doesn't go in the back of the cage.
Nice tackle by Brubaker in the midfield looking for Smith. Not going to run it all the way down, but Emily Knepp, great touch around a defender, still has it on her stick, tries to push one forward, but Falcons are going to be whistled for the foul.
Yeah, Wiederacht was there, but like you mentioned, it was a foul on the Falcons, and it's going to be a restart for the Lancers right in front of their own circle.
So under 4 minutes remain in the opening half of this first round matchup between the Lancers and Falcons. Not a huge crowd on hand. I guess that's expected in the cold weather, a 2:30 midweek matchup. But hopefully plenty joining us on the broadcast as Weaver gets one into the circle. Nice defense by the Lancers. I don't know if I see a number on that one, but great stick work. I think that was Sarah Bjorn getting her stick down on that. Quality look from the senior defender from Holden, Mass. Messiah trying to get one to Jenny Young, but can't get a stick on it, and it hits her in her foot. Schenk has it on the near side. Over to Weaver. Weaver back to Young. Young, a little bit of real estate to work with. Tries to send one forward to Wiederacht, but can't connect the pass. Here's Antonelli on the near side, defended by Schenk, and looks like Schenk's going to win possession. Nice job by the freshman for the Falcons. Schenk tries to send this one in and rattles one, looks like, off the lower body of a Lancer, and that might have been, that was Marr on the near side, and Marr, sophomore midfielder slash defender, and that does not feel good, Mike.
Yeah, definitely not. We've definitely seen a couple of those throughout the season. I would say, namely, Josie Weaver took one to the face a couple of weeks ago, and definitely does not feel good.
That was, I remember that Weaver one. Didn't know how long she was going to be out, but she was scoring a goal just 3 days later, so blood everywhere. But she fought through and was scoring a goal that weekend. So looks like she'll just be helped off the field, and that was Ann Marr. Hopefully she'll be all right.
Looks like it's going to be Alexa Bobbin checking in for the Lancers.
So hopefully just a stinger there for Marr. Hopefully we'll see her later in this game as the Falcons earn a long hit. Two minutes and 6 seconds remain in the opening half. Falcons can't connect the pass, looking for Weaver in that near corner to our right. Carly Duff will send this one into Worcester State's own circle as they pass around the defensive line. Trying to find a spot to go forward. Here's Duff again. Weaver's there and intercepts the pass. Now slots one forward to Wiederacht. Wiederacht outside the circle will turn the corner. Into the circle. Has got Weaver to her left. Can't get it all the way there. Long hit coming up for the Falcons.
Yeah, really a great play there by the Falcons. Weaver with a great job of taking the possession away from the Lancers, finding Wiederacht, and then Wiederacht getting in the circle and then finding a long hit for the Falcons.
Brubaker tries to yo-yo that one. A little bit of back and forth. Attempts to send it forward, but knocked away by the Lancers. Masai will take back over, though, in the midfield. Here's Smith. Tries to slot one forward. Wiederacht and Knepp were both kind of running onto that one from opposite directions. Neither could get all the way to it. But Masai retains possession outside the circle.
And this half only has about 40 seconds left to go before we hit halftime.
Falcons send one in. Nobody touches that one as it scoots wide of the cage outside the left post. 35 seconds remaining in this second quarter. Lancers will restart. They'll go aerial with this pass into the midfield. Brubaker will bring it down. And tackled from behind, so whistled for the foul are the Lancers. 10 seconds remain in this second quarter. Worcester State tries to pop this one forward, and that's going to do it for the second quarter of action, Mike. Falcons lead 3-0. Hannah Palm, all three tallies in this first half. She scored all three of them in the opening quarter. So Masai leads 3-0. They're out shooting Worcester State 12-1 in the first 30 minutes of action. 4 saves for Hopkins between the pipes, 1 for Megan Bamba for Masai. So we're going to step away for about 8.5 minutes or so. We'll be back to recap the first half of action, talk through some of the stats from the opening half, and bring you all of the action from the third and fourth quarter. You're watching the NCAA tournament on GoMasai.tv. Falcons from Masai College and the Lancers from Worcester State.
All right, folks, we are back here at Anderson Field. Just about 30 seconds before we get going here in the second half. The Falcons lead 3-0 here in the first round of the NCAA tournament over the visiting Worcester State Lancers. Falcons found 3 goals in that first quarter, all coming from the junior Hannah Palm, so she's able to record a hat trick for the Falcons. And Falcons are coming into the second half, seeing if they can't try to add to the score. But an interesting stat that I basically just realized here is that the Falcons have only allowed 23 goals all season long. And a very impressive stat, and the Falcons have scored 74 goals on their opponents throughout the season.
Mike, you jumped on without me. I'm not sure if you talked through the stats at the half, but here they are for you at home. Falcons lead 12-1 in shots. Worcester State with 4 saves against Megan Bomba's 1. And Messiah with just 2 corners on the game, and the Lancers with 1 of their own. So we are ready to go here in the third quarter. Hannah Palm with 3 goals for the Falcons. The story in this one: Falcons will be going right to left across your mobile phone, tablet, computer screen, however you're watching us this afternoon. The Lancers in the all-whites will be going left to right. So Lancers trailing 3-0. We'll go negative with this one. We'll try to build out of the back as the shadows are starting to creep onto Anderson Field as we get into the mid to late afternoon here in South Central Pennsylvania. Appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, both teams probably aren't too used to be playing this time of day, as there are some 1 o'clock starts, but I believe this is probably both teams' first 2:30 start of the season. I know for sure it's the Falcons' first 2:30 start.
Musser has it, shoots one forward to Mackenzie Brubaker. That one's knocked away. Brubaker gets it right back outside the circle, and whistle's going to be called. In front of the goal, Josie Weaver had a stick on it, and you have to bear with me on numbers as that glare on the front of our press box making it a little bit difficult to see. We'll do our best. So now the ball in the midfield, poked forward by the Lancers. Worcester State trying to push forward. Jenny Young defensively there for the Falcons. Big swing forward, but Brubaker's there to get a stick on it and push it back. Going to be sent in front of us to Emily Saucier. Now Ashlyn Smith takes over for the Falcons. Now big swing from Smith up ahead to Weaver. Weaver touches it to herself. Tries to turn the corner. Here's where that glare gets in. Weaver into the circle. Tries to slot a pass looking for redirect. Can't get it all the way there, and now sent away by the Lancers.
Yeah, I want to say it was Sarah Bjorn with the great defensive play there for the Lancers to be able to get that one out of the circle, but the Falcons do still hold on to it.
Yeah, we've called Bjorn's name a few times. A couple of strong defensive plays. Falcons trying to get it to Palm on the near post in front of us. Can't get it all the way there, and Masai's going to be called for a foul as the Lancers will restart. Pushed up ahead to Monopoly. Monopoly tries to poke it free into the midfield. Jenny Young is there for the Falcons, however. Now on the far sideline, I believe that's Weaver. Weaver navigating her way toward the circle, beats a defender now into the circle, going baseline. Tries to slot that one through, but looks like a penalty corner is going to be earned for the Falcons.
Yeah, Weaver definitely does a good job of kind of tiptoeing the goal line. She's been able to score a few goals and get a couple assists off of plays just like that. Falcons definitely do a good job of just keeping the ball in and finding some players on that left post like I've been mentioning. And it's going to be Shank here doing the inserting for the Falcons.
Yeah, we've seen Palm insert a couple of times, but now Shank on the near side in front of us. She's got Musser right in front of her, but it's going to go up top. Here's Smith. Smith Big swing, pokes it around, and the ball was airborne for a moment, but knocked away by the Lancers.
Yeah, it was Bjorn again on the defense for the Lancers, kind of just tipping that one away. But nonetheless, it is another corner for the Falcons.
So Shank again will insert. Shank will go up top with it. This one to Brubaker. Brubaker over to Smith. Smith with the big swing. Knocked away by Sarah Bjorn. We've called her name a few times for some nice defense, but another corner is going to be earned by the Falcons.
Yeah, that one was actually Wiederecht. Wiederecht took a huge swing on that one and was able to earn another corner. So the third straight corner for the Falcons here early on in the third quarter. Looks like it's going to be Shank going from the right side.
Yeah, so Falcons flipping this one around, hoping that the third time's a charm here as they swing it around to Musser. Musser from the outside sends one in. Weaver's right there. She's got a stick on it, but nice save by Hopkins. A little kick save and a butte there on the right side.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful save there by Hopkins because after the shot from Musser, Weaver was right there, and she was almost able to tip it in, but Hopkins able to get it out of there and keep the Lancers only down by 3. As the Falcons able to pick up the restart here just in front of the midfield line.
So Brubaker on the restart. We'll send it over to Musser right in front of our booth, right in front of our camera work. Musser slots one forward, finds Young. Young, a little bit of real estate. Creates some more space for herself. Now into the circle from the right side. Tries to go to the near post. Palm's there and puts it through. And Palm, with her 4th goal of the day, gives Messiah a 4-0 lead. Hannah Palm with the goal. And I don't think an assist on that one as it was knocked around by a couple of defenders. But we'll take a look at that replay as Hannah Palm was there. 2 defenders kind of sitting down on the goal crease. And Palm pokes it through. So Palm with 4 goals on the afternoon and quite the NCAA tournament start for the junior forward. First team all-conference member for the Falcons. Palm getting it done here on Anderson Field in the first round. So we're 4.5 minutes into the third quarter. Falcons lead 4-0. Hannah Palm with all 4 goals. Smith navigating some space. Tried to go with the reverse shot there, but didn't really get to have the opportunity off. Now a full swing to the far right post. That one can't get connected. So I think that was just a centering pass more than a shot. So the Lancers will restart, trying to send one forward. We'll see if we can get you an update from that Rochester-Denison game at some point throughout our broadcast. That'll be the other part of the pod that's heading to Johns Hopkins. TC&J and Johns Hopkins already locked up spots in the second round. Winner of this game will face Johns Hopkins on Saturday morning as the Falcons have a head of steam trying to get into the circle, and penalty corner is going to be earned for Messiah. So 9:20 left on the clock here in this third quarter. Falcons with the penalty corner. Nicole Shank will take it for the Falcons. This one going to the near sideline. Up top to Brubaker. Brubaker swings it around. Now trying to go back to Brubaker. Can't get it there. Another penalty corner is going to be earned. So second straight penalty corner in about 5 seconds will be earned for the Falcons. 9:13 on the clock in this third quarter. Shank sends it to the near sideline for Musser. Musser with the big swing. Tries to go near post. Can't get it all the way there. And yet another penalty corner will be earned for the Falcons.
And, Matt, it looks like it is Denison leading Rochester at Rochester about 20 minutes into that one. So they're in the second quarter.
So the winner of that game will go face TCNJ. Tufts, excuse me. And the Falcons will flip this one up. Hopkins knocks that one free. So a shot from Davis will be saved by Hopkins there. It looked like that one had a chance to sneak inside that right post. But Hopkins gets up and clears that one away. And excuse me, I keep saying TCNJ. I mean to say Tufts is the other team in that pot. I'm getting all my sports confused as men's and women's soccer also playing this weekend and the coming weekends. Sorry, women's soccer will be paired up with TCNJ depending on how things go the next couple of weeks. But field hockey is going to earn another penalty corner in front of us here. Falcons picking up their 9th penalty corner of the afternoon. I think they only had 2 at the half, so 7 of those have come in the last 6.5 minutes or so of this third quarter.
Yeah, and I don't believe they've scored any of their 4 goals on a corner today. So able to get a lot of chances just in general, as well as 9 corner chances.
Yeah, you never know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, not scoring on penalty corners. It means you're generating offense other ways, but not capitalizing on quality opportunities as Musser with a big swing. Pokes that one through, and that one's going to be Nicole Schenk on the near post, knocking that one through for the Falcons. Hopkins came out and kind of knocked that one free, but Nicole Schenk gets on the score sheet for Messiah. We'll take a look at that replay courtesy of GoMessiah.tv, and you'll see that whole penalty corner. Musser on the outside kind of just worked its way forward, so kind of just trickled forward, and Schenk was there to hammer it home, and the Falcons lead 5-0. So things looking good for the Falcons. Taylor Wiederacht with some great hand-eye coordination there. That one was about chest high. Got a stick on it and almost bunted it down. So the Falcons pushing forward. Weaver's got Palm sitting in the middle of the circle. Can't get the cross off.
But yeah, of course, as soon as we say that the Falcons aren't scoring off any corners, they score off a corner. So probably heard us talking in here, and basically we're able to get it done.
The old announcer's curse, Mike. Well, the Falcons push this one ahead to Taylor Wiederacht. Wiederacht gets it back to Palm. Palm gets her stick tied up. But now the Falcons take it back with Musser. Musser just inside that 25-yard line gets it to Mackenzie Brubaker, and big swing from Brubaker.
Yeah, that one's going to be a foul on Messiah and gives it back to the Lancers. But, yeah, like you said, Brubaker trying to just take a big swing and get it in the circle, just wasn't able to do so.
Just under 7 minutes remain in the third quarter. Falcons hold a 5-0 lead. 4 goals from Hannah Palm, 1 from Nicole Schenk.
As Abby Boyer gets set to check in for the Falcons.
That's going to throw me off, Mike, with another headband, gray headband coming into the game. We've been looking at Nicole Shanks all day as an easy identifier as Smith sends one into the circle. And a corner is going to be earned for the Falcons, their 10th of the day. Messiah into double digits with corners.
I do believe, though, actually, that is not true. I was going to say I do believe those are the only 2 Falcons that have gray headbands on, but I am definitely wrong on that statement. But either way, we'll see if we can keep both of them on the field and identify them both.
Oh, I'm sure we'll do our best, Mike. Here is Nicole Schenk on the near side to insert. Puts this one up top. So almost the exact same play, oh, maybe not, that they scored on a minute ago. This one dangerously sent across by Schenk, but nobody home on the back post. And that one goes out of play. Lancers will turn the ball over in the midfield, and as I say that, the Falcons will not be able to take possession, so possession stays with the Lancers. Worcester State has it in the midfield, and Jenny Young will take over. Young and the Falcons trying to push their way forward. Defended nicely by Hayes, the Norwood, Mass native. Now Brubaker touching around a couple of defenders. Nice job. Beautiful stick work from the Messiah Jr. Falcons trying to send this one forward. Can't get it all the way there. It's going to tap over to Musser. Musser will push forward to Abby Boyer. You see Boyer on the field for the first time now. Ashlyn Smith trying to chip forward to herself. Runs into a defender now. Hands back to Musser. Musser with the big swing to the near post. Kick save by Hopkins. I'm not sure if Musser was in the circle or not on that shot. I don't think she was. So I don't think there's a shot there for the Falcons, as that centering pass was looking for a deflection of some sort. Restart coming on.
Looks like Carly Duff is getting set to check in for the Lancers.
And Lancers can't control on their back line as they send that one out of play. Long hit coming up for Messiah, as Duff will step in for Duff. Carly Duff for Sarah Duff.
As Michaela Malcolm getting set to check in for the Falcons here.
Ball squirts through Lancers midfield. Musser has it. Chipping one through, and Weaver was running onto that one. It looked like Messiah was going to have a real dangerous moment there, but restart coming up for the Falcons. Musser has it, and she sent a beautiful ball in toward Weaver on that back post. Now Musser with a big swing. Redirected by Boyer, and that one just wide of the right post. And real nifty-looking deflection for the Falcons as Wiederacht hustles off and Malcolm comes in.
Yeah, Musser with two great passes there for the Falcons, so she was definitely looking to try to pick up an assist there, and just about did, but just was not able to find the cage. Were the Falcons.
Smith comes in, big reverse shot, dangerously sent into the middle of the circle, and somehow didn't hit anybody too hard there. I think just a glancing blow, but now a restart coming up for Worcester State. 2.5 minutes remain in the third quarter. Falcons lead 5-0. They lead 17-1 in shots. 6 saves for Hopkins between the pipes, but in goal. Falcons defense suffocating at times as Worcester State will try to push out of the back. Emily Nepps is going to be stepping in for number 12, Jenny Young, here in just a moment. Carly Duff on the far sideline. Defended nicely by Brubaker, and Brubaker will earn possession for the Falcons. Weaver will restart. Messiah wisely lets that one through the midfield. And Smith, nice job at touching that one forward, keeping possession into the top of the circle, kind of out of control there for a moment, but now a big swing comes in, kicked away by Hopkins. No shot on that one. And now the Falcons will earn the corner. So minute 12 remains in the third quarter. Falcons with yet another corner, their 11th of the contest. So I scored off a corner just a few minutes back. That was a goal from Nicole Shank, who will do the insertion on this one. Jess Davis right in front of her on the near side. And it goes right to Davis. Davis sweeps one forward. Messiah pokes it toward goal by Young, but is blocked. It was a blocked shot by Jenny Young.
Yeah, on those you usually see Jess Davis try to send it in the air and try to find the upper right corner of the cage, but that was not the case on that.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting, Mike, but instead she sent a sweeping centering pass to Young. So nothing going for the Falcons there as the Lancers will restart with about 35 seconds left in the quarter. Messiah leads 5-0. Here's Smith. Smith's sweeping shot saved by Hopkins. Beautiful kick save. And penalty corner is going to be earned for the Falcons with 14 seconds remaining.
Yeah, definitely a beautiful save there by Jess Hopkins. I mean, that one kind of looked like it had goal written all over it off the rip from Ashlyn Smith, but Hopkins able to get a foot on it, but the Falcons are able to pick up a corner. They're 12th of the day.
Yeah, I'd say probably the best save of the day we've seen from Hopkins. Saw a couple of saves with the stick, but that one, almost the full split to get a foot on that and kick it free. Real nice job by Hopkins. Shank inserts up top. Messiah working this one around. Smith gets this one forward, poked free, and just wide of the right post. And that is going to be the final play of the third quarter. Falcons and Lancers head into the fourth quarter in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Falcons lead Worcester State 5-0. We're going to step away for just one moment. We'll be back with all the fourth quarter action here from the first round of the NCAA tournament in just a minute. So before we tee up the fourth quarter, we'll take a quick peek at the bracket and where we're going. There is our bracket. I think we have a mistake on that bracket. I think that's why I've been saying TC and J. Actually, Tufts should be on that bracket instead of TC and J up there. It'll be Tufts and Johns Hopkins have already punched their ticket into the second round. And Denison and Rochester are playing for another spot in that Sweet 16 matchup in that quarter of the bracket. But the Falcons can hold on. They'll be setting up a rematch of last year's Elite Eight contest against Johns Hopkins. That came right here on this very field, a double overtime loss for the Falcons. The other side, Rochester and Denison. We have a quick update from that game. Denison leads 1-0 over Rochester on Rochester's home field. So we'll see what that materializes, but Tufts, as I mentioned, we just have a mistake on our bracket there, but Tufts and Johns Hopkins will be already into the second round. All that action will be taking place at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore with a spot on the Final Four in Lancaster, Pennsylvania at Spooky Nook coming up on November 23rd and 24th. So as we get ready to jump back into the action, Falcons lead 5-0 over Worcester State. As Rachel Hopkins restarts for the Lancers. Messiah hasn't really allowed her to be too much of a threat in this one. She had one shot in the first quarter, and that's it since. Accounting for the only shot for Worcester State in this one. That was kind of on a bit of a breakaway when this game was 1-0 in favor of Messiah. Falcons 20-1 in shots. They lead 12-1 in corners and 5-0 on the scoreboard. Claire Myers sends this one back. Now Messiah pushes forward into the midfield. Smith with the ball on her stick. Slots it forward to Musser. Now Knepp. Knepp carrying into the circle. Tries to send a dangerous ball into the middle. Brubaker sends this one back. Now chipped forward. That glare's getting to us here in the booth, and I think getting to you a little bit on your television screen at home. Those shadows start to creep in. It's making it difficult to see that corner of the field at all, but Falcons holding possession currently. Messiah will swing it back in through the midfield. Now a dangerous ball. Here's Boyer. Boyer in front. Nice save by Hopkins. Messiah still got it. And now the Lancers will take over, but another nice save from Hopkins. She's had a couple of real quality ones as Brubaker sends this one in and redirected in for the Falcons. We'll see who that goal scorer was. I believe that was Levesque. Ashley Levesque with the goal. Mackenzie Brubaker on the assist. I don't think we have a replay of that one, unfortunately, but it does make it 6-0 in favor of the Falcons. So Levesque with the goal there, becoming the third different goal scorer for Messiah on the afternoon. Levesque and Shank each have one. Hannah Palm with 4 tallies in the contest. So Messiah leads 6-0 just over 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. This one swung back, picked up by the Lancers. And barring a historic comeback here in the fourth quarter, it looks like the Falcons are setting up for a rematch with Johns Hopkins. Messiah and the Blue Jays have squared off a couple times in the last 12 months. The first of those 2 times were last season in the Elite Eight. It was a 3-2 double overtime victory for Johns Hopkins right here on Anderson Field. And then earlier this season, it was down at Hopkins. The Blue Jays came away with a 4-2 victory over Messiah. Falcons scored a couple of late goals in that one. It was 3-0 at one point in that contest. So we'll see what the rematch could look like if it does indeed happen. But Messiah's got to survive the next 11 and a half minutes here on Anderson Field.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see what kind of adjustments the Falcons try to make coming into that game against Johns Hopkins if it does end up indeed happening on Saturday afternoon. I guess it'd be Saturday morning, really, in
Saturday morning, 11 a.m.
at Johns Hopkins. But nonetheless, it'll be interesting to see what the Falcons can change up from their last time they faced off with the Blue Jays coming on September 25th. And, folks, that game was the last loss of the season so far for the Falcons, and since then they've won 13 straight.
Depending on the results today, would make it 14 straights. So the Falcons starting to empty the bench a little bit as Kristen Musser took a seat a moment ago. Catherine Armstrong came in. We heard Levesque's name on a goal earlier. She'd only been on the field for a couple of minutes as the Falcons get this one back into the circle. Brubaker tries to lay that one off. Can't get it there. Now quickly ahead to Hopkins. Hopkins will slot one across to Monopoly. Monopoly on the right side. Tries to get this one forward again up to Hopkins. Can't get it all the way there. as Jess Davis intervenes and pokes that one free. Out of play, long hit coming up for the Lancers. So Messiah Athletics could have 4 different NCAA tournament games happening at 11 a.m. on Saturday if they hold on to win this one. Men's soccer will be in action on the road against Framingham State. Women's soccer will be in action right here at home in the first round against Leslie. And men's cross country is in action on Saturday morning up at Lehigh University in the Mid-East Regionals as the Lancers get this one into the circle, and looks like a long hit's coming up as Messiah poked that one over the end line. 9:40 remain in regulation. That one kicked away by Bomba. No shot as that one came from outside the circle, but we should mention that Worcester State's women's soccer team will be in action down at Johns Hopkins this weekend. Saturday at 7:30. They're taking on the captains from Christopher Newport, and the Falcons know all about Christopher Newport as Messiah was down at the Christopher Newport sectionals last year in women's soccer, suffering a tough penalty kick loss in the Sweet 16 against Lynchburg. But Christopher Newport has a couple of scorers up top there in women's soccer that can put the ball in the back of the net. So keep an eye on that one as the Lancers are in action this weekend as well. Messiah puts this one forward, and it's going to find its way to the back of the goal, and yeah, that's going to be a tally for the Falcons. Didn't get a replay on that one, and I'm really not sure who had the tally as that one kind of popped into the air. Mike, did you see that one?
Abby Boyer was right there. I don't know if she got a stick on it or not. I mean, she was there. Like, she very well could have got a stick on it, but I also don't know if she was able to or not. So, nonetheless, it is a goal for the Falcons.
I don't think that was Boyer, but maybe we'll put it in the stats as Boyer for now and then confirm with the Falcons bench later.
Goal for the Falcons.
So Messiah leads 7-0 here in the fourth quarter. 8.5 minutes remain. As that was kind of a broken play as Messiah just sent it forward. I think it looks like Michaela Malcolm was on that goal for Messiah. But a little bit of confusion as that one came from the right side and kind of just trickled its way in as Hopkins, I think, made contact with that one first. And here's another tally for Messiah. And was that one Levesque there? Did anybody see here in the booth? And Levesque scores her second of the game. And Messiah now goes up 8-0 with 8:03 remaining in regulation.
Goal for the Falcons scored by number 8, Ashley Levesque.
So Ashley Levesque on the tally, her second of the afternoon. Becomes the second multi-goal scorer for Messiah this afternoon. As Hopkins tries to push forward. Has it on her stick. So 8-0 is the score right now. 7:40 remains in regulation.
Looks like we're going to have Lauren Subert checking in for the first time today for the Falcons.
So the Falcons adding insurance here in the fourth quarter, and it looks like a date with Johns Hopkins on Saturday is becoming more imminent.
But yeah, Matt, Levesque scored 2 a couple of weeks ago. I believe it came against Hood in their 12-0 victory over Hood. She was able to tally what I believe to be was her first 2 goals of her career at Messiah. So with another multiple goal game for Levesque in this one.
This one sent ahead, trying to run it down is Santos, and I don't think she could get there in time as it trickled out of play. It looks like a restart coming for the Falcons. Here's Knepp carrying forward, crossing that 25-yard line, getting into the circle. Slides one ahead. Here's Malcolm. Malcolm pokes it free. Still loose and cleared away by the Lancers. Lancers have it in the midfield, looking to push forward. Getting one into the circle, and then foul is going to be called against Masai just outside the circle. Here's Hopkins, big reverse swing, and that one off the post. Rattles one off the post, so the clean sheet stays intact for the Falcons for the moment. So Hopkins with 2 shots leading the way for Worcester State. One was saved back in the first quarter and now has one off the post here in quarter number 4. Looks like Villegas getting ready to step onto the field for Messiah, is using this as an opportunity to rest some of their starters and work in majority of their bench as Jess Davis foul's going to be called against the Falcons as we tick under 5 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. Messiah leads 8-0. That sun's making it very difficult for us to see on the broadcast, as I'm sure you're experiencing at home. A little bit of lens flare on there. Apologies for that.
But yeah, Matt, a great showing so far for the Falcons, and if they're able to hold on here, it'll be an interesting matchup when they go to Johns Hopkins on Saturday morning.
Yeah, Hannah Palm, the story early in this one, and then the Falcons have been spreading the offense around the last 4 goals. Shanks got a goal. Lovek's got a couple of tallies. Kayla Malcolm with a goal as well. So Messiah leads 24-2 in shots. 8 saves for Hopkins between the pipes. Messiah shooting one forward. Now back around to Smith. Smith pokes it forward momentarily, but a whistle is going to give Messiah a restart outside the circle. Dangerously sent in to the circle, but cleared away by the Lancers, but only as far as Messiah's midfield as Shanks on that one. 3 minutes remain in regulation. Falcons are up 8-0. That one goes away. Long hit coming up for the Falcons. Messiah on the far side, looking for somebody in the middle. Can't get it all the way there. Lancers will pick up the ball. So the Falcons lead 8-0, just over 2 minutes remain. Lancers trying to work down that far sideline away from us. Lancers have it into the circle. Messiah's going to try to clear that one away. That's Davis, I believe.
Looks like Lily Kahn getting set to check in for the Falcons.
Boyer right in front of us here. Pokes that one ahead. That's over to Armstrong. Now cleared away, but nobody home on that long clearing pass. Davis has it, swings it around the outside. The far side away from us. Here's Levesque in the midfield. Pokes one ahead. Masai carrying with it. That's Knepp. We're under a minute to play here in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Masai looks like they will be improving their all-time record in NCAA tournament games to 55-31. Masai will swing this one back around and taken down in the midfield. Foul's going to be called against the Lancers. That was Armstrong there on the right side. Masai with it on the outside of the circle, tries to flick one ahead. And shot by Malcolm is going to find the back of the cage. The Falcons are going to take a 9-0 lead here with just 19 seconds. Michaela Malcolm with the goal there for the Falcons. Malcolm's second goal of the afternoon will give Messiah the 9-0 lead.
But yeah, it checks in as Malcolm's second multi-goal game of the season. She also was able to record a hat trick in that game against Hood a couple of weeks ago. That is going to do it here.
So it looks like that's going to wrap this game up. Falcons outshoot the Lancers 25-2 in the contest. They earn a 9-0 victory in convincing fashion to move into the second round of the NCAA tournament. Masai will play Johns Hopkins at 11 a.m. on Saturday morning down at Hopkins. So Masai advances, ending the season for Worcester State. A great season for the Lancers, winning their first ever conference championship and advancing into the NCAA tournament. So a great season for the Lancers. Masai sees their season continue on to this weekend, where they will play Johns Hopkins, the number 6 team in the country. It'll be number 11 versus number 6 in the second round on Saturday in Baltimore. So from all of us here at GoMasai.tv, thank you so much for joining us here for this first round matchup. We will be bidding farewell, and I think our final field hockey broadcast of the season. So I appreciate you joining us all season long here from Grantham, PA. We will see you next season, but be sure to follow the Falcons, GoMasai.com, for more information on their upcoming match this weekend, and for everything else Messiah Athletics, as we are in the thick of the fall NCAA postseason. So thanks so much for joining us. For Mike Pagano, I'm Matthew Fenton, saying have a wonderful rest of your afternoon.